Have you ever caught yourself doing something just because society expects it? Many people assume that as they enter their 60s, they must continue playing the roles society handed them decades ago. They believe that being accommodating, staying quiet, and putting others first is simply the right way to age. But the truth is, clinging to these outdated expectations could be silently draining your energy, your joy, and even your health. Psychologists and sociologists warn that holding on to these habits can trigger chronic stress and lead to deep emotional burnout. In this video, we are uncovering 5 social norms you should ditch after 60. These are not just casual suggestions. They are critical shifts in behavior that researchers have observed in older adults who enjoy vibrant, peaceful lives. By understanding exactly what to let go of, you will reclaim your freedom and start living on your own terms. Stay tuned until the end, because the final norm we discuss is a psychological trap that almost everyone falls into without realizing it. Once you recognize it, you will feel a profound sense of relief. Now let's get started. Number 1, the obligation to say yes. For most of your adult life, you were likely taught that being helpful and agreeable is the ultimate virtue. You might feel a strong pressure to agree to every social invitation, family favor, or community request that comes your way. But the truth is, automatically saying yes when you actually want to say no is a toxic habit that actively harms your nervous system. Neurologists and stress researchers explain that constantly ignoring your own needs to please others triggers a prolonged state of emotional friction. This internal conflict floods your body with stress hormones, increasing your blood pressure and weakening your immune defenses. Think about Martha, a 68-year-old woman who always prided herself on being the dependable one. She constantly babysat her grandchildren, organized neighborhood events, and attended every single gathering, even when she felt deeply exhausted. She dismissed her constant fatigue as just getting older, completely unaware that her inability to decline requests was destroying her health. Over time, Martha began experiencing severe tension headaches, chronic muscle pain, and a lingering sense of resentment that clouded her daily joy. She had spent so many years prioritizing the happiness of others that she completely forgot how to protect her own peace. The good news is that you have the absolute right to protect your energy. Saying no is not a selfish act. It is a necessary boundary for your physical and mental survival. You no longer need to invent elaborate excuses or apologize profusely for choosing rest over obligation. A simple, polite decline is a complete sentence. When you finally ditch the heavy burden of constant agreement, you give your body the quiet space it needs to heal and recharge. Protect your calendar fiercely, and remember that your time is a precious resource that belongs entirely to you. Number 2, the pressure to hide aging. Society constantly sends the message that aging is a terrible flaw that must be hidden, masked, and fought at all costs. You are bombarded with advertisements for miracle creams, hair dyes, and exhausting fitness routines designed to make you look like you are still in your 30s. Many older adults spend massive amounts of money, time, and emotional energy trying to erase the natural marks of a life well lived. But the truth is, buying into this relentless anti-aging culture creates a profound sense of psychological exhaustion, and it can even introduce harmful toxins into your body. Dermatologists and cellular biologists warn that constantly exposing your skin and scalp to harsh chemical dyes, synthetic treatments, and abrasive procedures can actually accelerate cellular damage. This constant battle against nature triggers oxidative stress, leading to thinning hair, fragile skin, and a weakened protective barrier. Consider Helen, a 72-year-old woman who spent decades meticulously dyeing her hair every 3 weeks. She felt a constant, heavy anxiety about her appearance, terrified that looking her age would make her irrelevant or invisible. She assumed this exhausting maintenance was just a normal part of being a woman in modern society. What she did not realize was that the harsh chemicals were causing severe scalp inflammation, and the constant worry was spiking her daily cortisol levels, robbing her of genuine happiness. When Helen finally decided to stop the expensive treatments and let her natural, beautiful, silver hair grow out, a massive weight lifted off her shoulders. The anxiety of hiding her true self melted away, and she discovered a profound, quiet confidence that she had never known before. Hiding your age is an unwinnable battle that only serves to make you feel inadequate and constantly stressed. The wrinkles around your eyes are evidence of a lifetime of laughter, tears, and deep emotional survival. Your silver hair is a crown of wisdom that you have rightfully earned through decades of hard work and resilience. When you stop fighting the natural progression of your body, you immediately remove a massive source of daily anxiety from your life. You give yourself permission to simply exist in comfort, embracing the physical changes as badges of honor rather than shameful secrets. Ditching this toxic social norm is an act of profound self-love. Choose to celebrate your journey, honor the beautiful vessel that has carried you through so many seasons, and let go of the exhausting need to pretend. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Number 3, the need to keep up appearances. For much of our lives, we are conditioned to believe that success is measured by the size of our homes, the brand of our cars, and the pristine condition of our perfectly manicured lawns. You might feel a heavy, unspoken pressure to maintain a large, impressive household simply because society expects it of someone your age. Many seniors drain their physical energy and their retirement savings, trying to keep up these grand appearances for neighbors and distant relatives. But the truth is, clinging to material status symbols in your later years is a quiet recipe for chronic physical pain and severe financial anxiety. Gerontologists and behavioral psychologists have observed that the relentless burden of maintaining a large property directly contributes to joint degradation, chronic fatigue, and an overwhelming sense of feeling trapped. Take Richard, a 75-year-old retired engineer who lived in a massive 4-bedroom house that he and his late wife had purchased decades ago. He spent hours every week climbing tall ladders to clean the gutters, scrubbing empty bathrooms, and worrying about expensive roof repairs. He refused to downsize, convinced that moving to a smaller, simpler home would be a shameful admission of defeat. What Richard failed to realize was that his stubborn attachment to the house was silently destroying his mobility and his peace of mind. The constant physical labor caused severe wear and tear on his knees, and the mounting property taxes slowly drained the savings he could have used for joyful travel and relaxation. His large home, once a symbol of his hard work, had transformed into a heavy, suffocating anchor. The profound reality of aging is that your spatial and material needs drastically change, and letting go of excess is not a failure. It is a brilliant strategy for survival. When you choose to release the need to impress others, you open the door to a significantly easier, softer, and more joyful existence. Downsizing your living space, clearing out decades of accumulated clutter, and opting for comfort over prestige can drastically lower your daily stress levels. Your true value is not wrapped up in the square footage of your property or the expensive objects you own. Your worth is found in the richness of your experiences, the calmness of your mind, and the quality of your remaining days. Give yourself permission to prioritize radical comfort and simplicity. Ditch the exhausting social norm of performing your success for an audience. That is not really paying attention. Embrace a lighter, more manageable lifestyle that allows you to focus your precious energy on things that truly nourish your soul, rather than constantly repairing things that drain your spirit. Freedom in your later years often looks like having less to manage, less to clean, and far less to worry about. Number 4, the duty to tolerate toxic family members. One of the most deeply ingrained social rules we are taught is that family is everything, and that you must endure any behavior simply because you share the same bloodline. You might feel a crushing sense of obligation to host holiday dinners for ungrateful relatives, lend money to irresponsible adult children, or silently absorb harsh criticism from a bitter sibling. Society demands that you keep the peace at all costs, acting as the endless emotional shock absorber for your family. But the truth is, allowing toxic family dynamics to continue in your later years is a direct assault on your immune system. Clinical psychologists and heart specialists warn that enduring constant emotional manipulation or verbal abuse triggers chronic low-grade trauma, which dramatically increases your risk of heart disease, severe depression, and rapid cognitive decline. Think about Susan, a 71-year-old woman who spent every Sunday hosting elaborate dinners for her extended family. Her adult son was constantly demanding financial bailouts, and her sister never missed an opportunity to make cruel, passive, aggressive comments about Susan's lifestyle. Susan silently absorbed the pain, believing that a good mother and sister must always turn the other cheek. What she did not realize was that the intense, Sickening anxiety she felt before every family gathering was causing dangerous spikes in her blood pressure and severely disrupting her sleep patterns. The toxic environment she forced herself to endure was quietly robbing her of the peaceful, joyful retirement she deeply deserved. When Susan finally gathered the courage to set firm boundaries, canceling the stressful dinners, her entire physical health transformed. Her chest pains disappeared, her energy returned, and she finally experienced the profound relief of a quiet, drama-free weekend. You have spent your entire life nurturing, protecting, and compromising for the sake of others. Now it is absolutely essential to prioritize your own emotional safety. You do not owe anyone your health, your savings, or your peace of mind, regardless of their relation to you. Ditching the painful expectation of endless family tolerance is not an act of cruelty. It is an act of radical self-preservation. You have every right to distance yourself from people who drain your spirit and surround yourself only with those who offer genuine love, respect, and calm energy. Your remaining years are far too precious to be spent navigating the chaotic, harmful behavior of others. Protect your heart, establish unshakable boundaries, and confidently reclaim the quiet sanctuary of your own life. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 5, the belief that you must always be productive. From the moment we enter the workforce, society programs us to measure our personal value by how much we can accomplish in a single day. You might feel a lingering sense of guilt whenever you sit down to relax, convinced that you should be tackling a project, learning a complex new skill, or volunteering endless hours at a local charity. Many older adults fall into the trap of overbooking their retirement schedules, desperate to prove that they are still useful, active, and contributing members of society. But the truth is, carrying this relentless obsession with productivity into your 60s and 70s is a profound shock to your nervous system. Neurologists and behavioral experts emphasize that an aging brain desperately requires extended periods of unstructured rest to process memories, clear out cellular waste, and maintain optimal cognitive function. Forcing yourself to constantly perform tasks keeps your brain in a state of high alert, which can actually accelerate memory loss and cause severe mental burnout. Consider Robert, a 66-year-old retired manager who felt terrified of becoming lazy after leaving his corporate career. He immediately signed up to lead 3 different community boards, started a demanding home renovation project, and committed to watching his neighbor's dogs every afternoon. He wore his busy schedule like a badge of honor, dismissing his constant fatigue and mental fog as normal aging. What Robert failed to realize was that his desperate need to stay busy was severely overloading his nervous system and preventing his body from doing vital repair work. His blood pressure remained stubbornly high, and he found himself feeling irritable, easily confused, and completely drained of joy. It was not until his doctor ordered him to take a mandatory month of absolute rest that Robert discovered the profound healing power of doing absolutely nothing. He realized that sitting on his porch, listening to the birds and sipping tea without a checklist, was not a waste of time, it was a necessary medical intervention. Society will always try to convince you that resting is a sign of weakness or decline, but you must forcefully reject this toxic narrative. You have already spent decades proving your worth, building your life, and contributing your labor to the world. You do not need to earn your right to exist anymore. Ditching the frantic need for constant productivity allows you to transition into a beautiful, natural rhythm of life, where simply being alive is more than enough. Give yourself permission to enjoy slow mornings, long afternoon naps, and days where your only goal is to feel the warmth of the sun on your face. True vitality in your later years is not found in an overflowing calendar, but in a quiet, peaceful mind that is finally allowed to rest without an ounce of guilt. Final thoughts. As we bring this video to a close, take a quiet moment to reflect on your own daily habits and the invisible pressures you might be carrying. Are you forcing yourself to say yes to things you hate, hiding your natural age, clinging to a massive house, tolerating toxic relatives, or desperately trying to stay productive? Every single hour? Society has handed you a heavy script filled with exhausting rules, but the beauty of this stage of life is that you finally have the power to throw that script away. Ditching these 5 social norms is not about giving up. It is about consciously choosing to preserve your precious energy, your health, and your emotional well-being. The chronic stress, the physical exhaustion, and the silent anxiety caused by trying to meet outdated expectations can quietly rob you of the peaceful retirement you have worked so hard to achieve. You have spent decades playing the roles that others demanded of you, being the responsible worker, the accommodating friend, the endless caregiver. Now it is time to step into a new, liberated chapter where your comfort and peace take absolute priority. Do not wait for a health crisis to give you permission to slow down and set boundaries. Start today. Let go of the need to please everyone. Embrace the natural changes of your body. Simplify your surroundings. Protect your heart from negative influences, and allow yourself the beautiful luxury of profound rest. The years ahead hold incredible potential for joy, laughter, and deep connection, but only if you bravely clear away the heavy expectations of the past. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.